Welcome to Throwback Thursday, or as I call it, story time. Okay, this morning I had no idea what I was going to do. I have like a list of stories to remind myself, but I didn't look at it. I was just like, I haven't been on TikTok, so I just kind of scrolled through, saw some GM things, and I had a review on my book the other day where he's like, I didn't like the fact that he said he wasn't a GM, or that he or maybe the wording was that he never GM'd. I'm like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't say I'd never done it. I said I was not nearly as experienced as a lot of other people. Anyway, and I was thinking about the time I tried to run Shadowrun. Um, all that meant was I'm going to jump into this. It's going to be cyberpunk, and I have six-sided dice. And because it didn't end in a train wreck, that's what gives me confidence. I'm like, hey, well, I was able to do this, and I kept it going. And so anyway, part of the story was that I was like, oh, I'm just gonna run Johnny Mnemonic. I'm going to put my players in that movie. Um, they don't know that I'm looking at Dolph Lundgren when the creepy priest shows up, but whatever. That's not important. The favorite part was like, okay, listen, you're all. I was like, you guys can pick your characters and everything, but you have to be uh, some kind of um, bounty hunter of some kind. You need to be searching, or like you need to be for hire. You have to be a shadow runner of some kind. And so you're looking for Johnny. He's got a implant that stores data, and I'm not gonna say a number because that number is hilarious when you watch that movie now. But so yeah, and so I'm like, okay, dead or alive, he's worth twice as much alive. The biggest thing is like you cannot take your reward if there's any damage to his head. Period. None. Like you cannot damage his head because his implants in there and the data's corrupted. So that's the one gimmick. So I try and create some places and stuff like this, and they go there and have their showdown with him. And then I had an inspiration of my own. In the middle of a fight, they're hitting him, they're making some damage, and then I'm like, and then he reaches into his pocket and grabs a syringe and like stabs himself with adrenaline, and his eyes go wide. And then somebody had a bad. I said this story in my book. Somebody had a bad roll, like when he's attacking, and I'm like, you don't miss. You hit him. You hit him square in the head, and his eyes like blur, or his eyes, roll back in his head, and everybody just they just. I'm like, cool, I got him. That was like because that wasn't a complete train wreck. That was why that's what gives me confidence that I could like. I'm like, okay, I'm never going to claim to be this master GM. It's just not going to happen. I don't have the hours and time in. I've played enough box games to have some definite skills, though, for sure. But I mean, there's Betrayal at House on the Hill. There's Dead of Winter, and all the other ones, and also just enough of the mechanics. And thinking about story when you're playing games like Pandemic and things like that. But anyway, I don't know, moments like that. Like I'm like, hey, I did this and it didn't fall to pieces, and I don't know. I was just living on that I got them to. I could like feel them just wait to see what I said next, and that was awesome. So because the bad roll made him hit somebody square in the head, which was great. It was one of those like, no, you didn't miss. No, 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 you hit him, not where you intended. Like you missed your target. But anyway, it was super vague, but it worked. So anyway, that's my Throwback Thursday. So enjoy. Yeah, just jump in there. Almost every single book says to only roll dice when, or that if the story might need it, something to that extent. Don't look for a fair fight.